Happy Friday evening, y'all, and welcome back to the Drunk Uncles. We'll be up in here talking shit. At my side here is my co-host. I will let him introduce himself.
You don't have to let me introduce myself. You can do it too. I'm just kidding.
Okay. You don't know what I
Hey,
might call you, so you know.
oh, see, that's just wrong. But hey, y'all, I'm the Thick Knight. What's going on?
It would be out of love. It would never be
Mm,
something, hurtful, but it might be a little distressing. So,
hmm
but okay. And I am Uncle Pouquie, and welcome aboard for this Friday evening. For those of you dealing with the heat, we feel your pain.
And you're suffering.
Okay, it was so hot today. I ain't even put no drawers on yet.
Oh,
Um, you know,
well, you
I'm
just out here free
just
balling it.
yeah. We had to go and free it because I freeballed in my sleep, and when I got up, I said I still ain't put no drawers on.
Mm,
Just let everybody hang and chill as best they can.
hmm
So, how was your week, Vic?
My week was pretty good actually. I can't really complain too much. Um, yeah, my week was pretty good. I went to go see Spider Man today.
I didn't even know Spider Man was out.
Oh wow.
I could like when I was like, wait, it's out. Normally, I at least know about the big tentpole movies. I didn't know
Mm.
anything about this one. I might, I don't know. I'll see. If I'm feeling
Uh,
froggy, maybe I'll walk to the theater tonight to see it.
it's a good movie. It's
Is it
really
good?
good. Yes.
Okay.
I give it high praise. Tens across. Well, yeah, tens across the board. Tens across the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tens could be worth 6 miles of walking, or I can take a bus downtown and then walk
Please
home.
think about it. Please think about. Wait, why are you walking home? Wait.
Well, because I'm going to eat a hot dog and some popcorn while I'm there.
Oh,
I need to burn that shit off.
okay.
Yeah, I can't get into bed with that on me because it'll be a little rough.
Mm.
My
I'm,
doctor and I we had a little chat yesterday, and
ah,
she was sympathetic, but she was also firm. So
sympathetic and firm. Okay.
yes, I'm trying to be a better bitch. That's all I can say.
Oh,
She was like, these numbers are okay, but this one here, I don't know what's going
mm,
on. How can I help? I was like, you can't. You've done what you can. I was like,
right.
it's up to me now.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't be on top of my shit every day like I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, well, I was like, I'm trying to counter a lot of the bad decisions with meal planning.
Yeah.
I was like, because if I have to make a decision about what am I eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's probably going to be a bad decision.
Mm.
Yeah, it's because my fallbacks are all things that I really shouldn't be eating.
Ah.
Yeah, I'll fall back on a sandwich. I'll fall back on some, spaghetti and meat sauce. I'll fall back on, some tacos, quesadillas. Those are my fallbacks. They're quick,
Ah.
relatively. And
Gotcha.
yeah, the pasta, the bread, the tortilla, no. I love them all passionately, but no. So she
He said,
said,
"But
okay.
no, but
Yeah, so I'm
no."
trying to, I bought, I went and bought a 24 pack of eggs and, I'll
Ah.
do those. Well, because again, it's something easy. I'll do like 2 eggs and then if I'm feeling real fancy, I'll cut up some mushrooms or some peppers and put them in the egg, but I'll do the eggs and like a piece of fruit for breakfast. It's, protein and a carb,
Okay.
a natural carb and because I saute everything in olive oil, then I'm getting a little bit of fat as well.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
all good things in good
yeah.
time and um moderation. Mm,
Yeah. As she put it, she has no desire to pass me off to a cardiologist. So
At least at the moment.
yeah, she's like, I'd rather not, complications and all. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, the last time I went to my doctor, she was like, this. I mean, you're close, but we want to get you out of the range that you're in. The next time I see
Mhm.
you, you need to be out of that range that you're in. I'm not gonna say what the range is, because You know, I'm a little self-conscious, but
How are your workouts at the gym going?
so to be honest,
Okay.
hey, Mr. Calvin, happy Friday to you too.
Oh, I forgot we
Um,
have comments.
we just have one. But so I went back to the gym for the first time in a while today. I mean, not
Okay.
today, not today. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it kicked my ass. But I'm
Oh
okay.
yeah,
But it kicked my ass in a good way. You
but
know.
you know you can get through the workout though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just you just suffer a little more than
Yeah,
normal.
yeah. That's all. It kicked my ass, but in a good way. You know.
Hmm.
Um, my muscle was just saying, "Hey, how you doing? It's been a
Yeah,
while. Welcome back."
yeah. It was like, don't start this shit if you ain't gonna finish it. You know,
Right,
that's what mine
right.
used to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I remember just like I really would like to go to the gym, but I feel like I can do a lot of this at home or on the
Mm,
corner. You know, it's like if
mm-hmm.
I walk a block and then I do some jumping jacks, walk another block, do a set of squats. It's
Yeah.
like or jog. I can get a lot of that in because I'm sticking to basic large muscle group exercises right now. So
Okay.
yeah, I just got the planks, the squats, the lunges, and the yeah, I'm not doing crunches right now. I'm just doing the planks. And yeah,
Okay.
two hand and then also side planks.
Oh.
Um, yeah, and it just left side. It got about 3 seconds before it caves. So
Well, at least you know
it's
you're at least you're working on your core strength and you know what it is.
yeah. I mean, I know what it has been in the past, and that's the thing. Like I remember, when I wasn't working with my trainer anymore, but I went in to the gym and I actually did a pretty comparable workout to what I would have done with him, and I was kind of surprised because it had been a good 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm exhausted, but I got through all of that. And I said, okay, so it's kind of like how you felt this week. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yeah.
you're like, this shit might not go well, but let me get into it. And it
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
went better than anticipated. I need a
Yeah.
little more whiskey in this drink. It ain't kicking.
So he said a little bit more, just a little bit.
Yeah. Now, if I drink too much of this whiskey, I'll have to catch Spider Man another time.
Hey, I mean, take your time. You know, it
Yeah.
ain't it's not gonna get anywhere anytime soon.
This is
So
true. Yeah. And what was the other movie? There's something else that was playing that they had with all these IMAX dimensions, like 70
oh,
millimeter.
the Odyssey.
Oh, the Odyssey. I want to see that too. I heard it was good.
Oh, it was
Was it? Okay.
very yes. Um, I was like, wow. And now the fact that people were losing their minds over Lupita playing Helena Troy, and I'm like, she's only in it for maybe the total sum of maybe what 2 minutes, three.
Mhm.
And I'm like, y'all
Oh,
out here losing y'all shit over this, and I'm just like, what typical white people shit,
yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, they say that, well, I called last week, I called Helena Troy war pussy because,
Mm,
she got snatched and
mm,
that set off the war.
mm,
And
yeah,
so, I
yeah.
forgot who it was that sent me a text like, not war pussy. I was like, yes, war pussy.
I mean, if you really think about it, technically yes, because look, she's her beauty launched 1,000 ships.
There it
Okay,
is.
that she launched 1,000 ships, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, wow, and
Yeah. I mean, we know Lupita is a bad bitch, so it's like,
yeah,
bring her
mm,
flowers.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I probably will, that might be a way for me to actually get in 2 workouts. Because it's the movie theater I would go to is about 3 miles from the house, and I'd probably
Okay,
take the bus because who wants to move their car in my neighborhood? Not me.
mm,
I have a very nice spot. I'm trying to keep it.
okay,
I do have to move it though before I leave town early next week. So
okay.
yeah, I got to get into a Monday street sweeping situation. Right now I'm in a Thursday, so I'll get a ticket.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, so It'll be all right. I'll get it figured out. Somebody gonna get caught slipping, and I'll slide on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I gotta go out Monday anyway. In the morning, I'll be back in the afternoon. So
Gotcha.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you have a drink tonight, or you got an edible or a vape?
I got
Anything
a
at all?
I got some wine. I still got. I'm
Some
sipping on the last of my wine. That's what I'm.
okay.
That's what I got
He
tonight.
keeping it classy with some wine. I respect. Okay. Maybe I get. Actually, I have wine here, but I mostly use it for cooking. Ooh, excuse me.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. Well, last week we started our discussion on domination and submission, and we
Mm-hmm.
had a pretty comprehensive set of questions and topics, but we only got through what, the first two?
Yep.
Kinda.
Kind of.
The
Yeah.
first one, yeah, with domination and submission, it's oh, I didn't put the textbook in here again. Did you want to give them a definition, or shall I look it up?
Um. Let me see. Of what the
Uh,
domination?
yeah, domination, submission, just to kind of ground everybody on the same general page.
Oh well, domination is submission is just basically the power exchange or role play, have you? But it's more of a power exchange between a dom and a sub. Basically, the dom is the one that's you know um pretty much in charge for
Mhm.
the most part, and they give the sub things to do, and if the sub does not do them, well, the sub can and might be punished. And
Mhm.
the sub is the one that's just like, yeah, I'm a just take it.
Yeah, being obedient, and
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I guess for some subs, they really, for them, giving up control and being compliant it's the charge, it's the kink for them.
Oh yeah,
You
definitely
know,
is.
um, and and I think the other key thing around this that a lot of people often misunderstand is that the dom is given power
Mm-hmm.
over the sub. The sub can withdraw it at any time,
Yes.
and that makes them the most powerful person in the room. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Dom and sub dynamics can occur regardless of sexual orientation. It
Mm-hmm.
crosses gender identity lines and categories and spectrum. It runs through everything,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, it looks different for everyone. I mean, it's yeah. I think historically for me, I've not done like a hardcore dom sub thing
Mm-hmm.
or relationship. I had one that was skewing that direction, but there was just something about him that I was like, I don't know about you. And then there was another that I would have been open to, but he didn't. That wasn't his bag. Yeah,
Ah.
so I'm still a dom and sub virgin, I guess, in that traditional sense. I'm virgin.
Virgin. You're
Yes,
virgin.
just
Okay.
just waiting to be plucked, my delicate petals.
Mhm.
Although some might
Or
say I'm too old, I'm now a cactus, but whatever. Pluck
that,
anything.
that I wouldn't say cactus. That's a little. That's a little. That's a little much. I wouldn't say cactus.
Let's say a thorny
Maybe.
rose.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. You'd be a rose.
Yeah, I got some
Um.
thorns at least.
Mhm.
But somebody was like, I had said before, I was like, I'm a diminutive flower. They was like, in your imagination, sure. I was like, damn.
Wow.
I was like, let me be graceful and delicate. They were like,
Was that one of your friends that just took your just that kind of clocked it and just like, nah, that ain't you.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. They were like, and it's interesting because that's the thing for me, that's the paradox. It's like typically in day-to-day life, I'm much more in a position of control and or leadership.
Mhm.
Um, and when I'm done with my workday, I'd rather not wield all that if I don't have to. But
Right.
part of me wonders if I would actually be intrigued by actually giving up power.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I definitely appreciate a man that that does kind of, assertively takes control and curates an experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I've not done a full scene per se. Where we've had to discuss safe words and limits and all that good stuff. But I figure when it's time,
Mm-hmm.
I may dip one of my big toes up in there and see what's going on.
He said big toe.
Big toe, it's
That,
like
he said, I'm gonna dip
not
a
the
toe.
pinky toe, not the
No.
pinky. We're gonna go with the big toe. It's like go hard or go home, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think right now, depending on the Dom and their things that turn them on, I might not be ready for what they try to do. They might want to have you standing in an odd position or so, ain't no telling. I'll be like, you can't be contorting me. I'm not ready for that physically. It's like
Contort. Like he's like,
I'm
I'm not
the
ready.
one.
I am not a contortionist. See,
Yeah, but like, I got bad knees. I can't do that.
mm-hmm.
It's like I was like, can we get some knee pads? Yeah,
And
it's
you know
like
what? And knee pads are not a bad idea. If you plan on being a I don't want to say lady of the night, but if you plan on being
you can say good
if you
and giving.
right. If you plan
Yeah,
on being a good boy or a naughty boy, whichever one,
whichever.
whichever, some knee pads may not. It's not a bad idea.
You gotta have. You gotta be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Now I mean they may not actually come into play, but
Right.
I know one of these knees. If I'm on it, I got
Mm,
about 5 seconds before it's a problem.
mm.
So so it's yeah. That's just compliments of a lot of years of tennis.
Yes. And speaking of knees, so I am looking up exercises that actually reverse knee problems.
Hmm, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, mostly. I mean, the basic ones are like a straight leg lift, a
Mm-hmm.
seated leg lift, and you get most of the impact of it is right before you actually fully stretch the joint because
Yeah.
it strengthens all the muscles around it. We had me do that in physical therapy along with lunges, reverse lunges, and
Oh.
squats with a yoga ball on my back
Mm.
against the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was in PT, when they were like, the doctor, he's like, well, I got good and bad news. Well, actually, it's all bad. He's like, you need a new left knee.
Oh.
That's just a given. I was like, damn, already? He's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He's like, and the bad part is you're 35. We're not doing that. He's like, because you're going to need another one at 50.
Oh.
He's like, we tried not to do these two, more than once in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and he's like, I know you would probably tear this damn knee up. It might be ready. You might need another one in 10 years.
Oh.
He told me I had to wait 15 years and sent me to physical therapy.
Oh.
And that was nearly 20 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the PT actually was really helpful. It was actually really helpful because it was at the time that I was also working with my trainer. So I would
Okay.
weave in some of those things, and he knew about the knee issue as well. So, he had me doing that. He was like, keep doing yoga.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
he's, I put in my calendar like a Tai Chi class down on the bluff on Thursdays, and I made it down there yet.
Mm.
I could have went yesterday. I was up.
Mm-hmm.
But I was working on some stuff, and I said, I want to get this done. So I didn't make it, but I need to do better.
Yes. I mean, you'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
You
We
will
all
get there.
will. Wherever that there is, we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
So when looking at our topic, the first thing we looked at was like who's really in control.
Mm-hmm.
Like really reimagining power, trust, and surrender. And just looking at this question of the ideas around, well, if you're a sub, you're weak, and it's like no,
No.
that's actually much like with emotions. Vulnerability is a sign of strength.
Mm-hmm.
If you're willing to be vulnerable. And we kind of busted up some of those stereotypes, and then we also looked at how dom and sub dynamics work with like a lot of the stereotypes around black sexuality, particularly black male sexuality, um,
Mm-hmm.
and black gay male sexuality, and just this idea of, first of all, we are policed like crazy. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's I don't know. I mean, I think it's actually hell on throughout the spectrum, whether they're exclusively heterosexual men with women trying to tell them who they're supposed to be,
Yep.
as opposed to, same gender loving and gay and bi and pansexual men who are basically, stereotyped and demonized for being overly sexual.
Mm-hmm.
There's just always this thing of dictation to us about, who we're supposed to be. I gotta find that book. I have a book titled Big Black Penis. And it's a series of essays from this brother
Mm-hmm.
about black male sexuality. And I read it a number of years ago. I need to pull that again. I might actually have a digital version now because I'm pretty sure I don't have the book. If I do, it's in the garage.
Okay.
And yeah, it could be water damaged and ready for the trash. I don't know. But I think I have a digital version. I want to get back into that book because he had some pieces in there that were very interesting. But just looking at this idea of BDSM, in particular, the D and the S. Where do I find this book? Sounds like a great read. If I find it, Mr. Calvin, I will put it in the VIP group.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll just send it. I'll send it to you. I think I have it. Actually, it's like I gotta look now, or I will forget. Big black penis.
That does not compete with my AI.
At least Microsoft will search for it.
Right. That
I
sounds
know
like porn. That sounds like some pornographic material.
because it's like I think that was the title of the book, and there was another one that I haven't read yet. It was from this black heterosexual adult film actor, and his was, I think it was like called Frozen Dick or Brick Dick or something like that, where he's talking about
hell?
It's like a memoir of his time in the industry and the whole idea of, your career lasts as long as you can get your dick hard and keep it hard.
Oh,
And he talks about.
Oh wow! So I'm sorry. So a little bit of a segue from this because I was watching. Well, I started watching All the Queen's Men.
Oh, okay.
And I did not know what it was called when guys tie strings around their dicks to make them hard, or use cock rings for like a long extended period of time. And what can happen? Well, what can happen? Yeah, it's called beefing. And I was just like, oh, I never knew that what it was called.
And the dicks be cold. I mean, it's like, I got hit in the forehead by one. At Black Gay Pride many years ago.
Okay.
And actually he was like a magazine cover model. He was a Black Inches cover model. And I was like, you look much better in person. It's not to say you look bad, but I was like, you look much more interesting in person. And so, I was his bitch for the evening. I got slapped upside the head with the dick and, hit a couple of times with it, and I wasn't mad. I was like, oh yes, beat me then. But like when I put it in my hand, it was hard, but it was cold.
Oh.
And I said, you want to take a break soon because that shoestring is doing you no favors.
Right. But the guy, the character's name is Midnight. And Midnight, woo.
Now, do they show it
all? In one scene they showed him, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a covering.
Do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do give it up on that show. Yes.
And I was like, oh, Mr. Midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was the one that was doing it, and the doctor kept telling him, he's like, why is it turning purple? He's like, well, because you're cut off circulation, and when you cut off circulation to any part of your body, it's going to die off and decay eventually. It turns colors,
Yep, if you're lucky. It won't
Mm-hmm.
get gangrenous on you, but it can be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was, I mean, and that was the thing because, I've encountered, a couple of folks and, oh, you ain't heard about Black Inches in a minute?
Yep.
Ah, I think I still got that issue
Oh,
with him on the cover.
okay.
Yep, he might still be on. I think I might still have it. Because I know I kept a couple of key issues.
Mm.
I had an X in Bear magazine, and
Oh.
yes,
Is it somebody that we all I know, but no, because there is a certain Mr. Derek Jones, he was no, you said Bear Magazine, never mind.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
never
where
mind.
was Derek?
And Derek did Black Inches.
Did he?
Yes, and he tells that story quite often. But yes, Derek was in Black Inches because he wrote a
I
letter. He wrote a letter in, and it said, "Well, how come you don't feature any guys that look like me? Thick
yeah.
guys, big." And they were like, "Well, if you want to see it, send us a picture." And he did, and they actually
They
posted
said,
his
okay,
pictures.
come on through.
And he did,
I,
and they actually put his picture in there.
I feel like if I had seen him, I would remember because it would have been
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, it's not like a very slender guy, if not one that's like looking like he on the
Mr. Cotton like Derek.
yeah. Derek Joe. We
Oh,
will
Derek
actually invite.
Jones.
Yeah, we'll be
Derek
inviting
Jones.
Mr. Derek on the show at some point. I suspect.
Yes. Yes.
Um, yeah, because he's always been. I've enjoyed his perspective on things. I
Hmm.
love his cadence when he talks. It's just
Hmm.
like it just really gets your attention. And he just knows things.
Hmm.
He knows things.
He does.
But yeah, we'll get that together. We may actually strategize a little bit
Hmm.
over the break, although I don't think either of us are taking the break in August. So
I know I'm not at least not on my show. I don't know about this one. If you want to take a break, Dr. Pookie, just let me know.
yeah, I may take one next Friday because I'll be out of town. And
Okay.
actually I'll be at a banquet when we're supposed to be recording. So
Okay.
next Friday I won't be here. And I
Okay.
think
That's fine
it's
because I believe next Friday is even first Friday, so that works. That works
oh, it
perfectly.
is.
Yeah.
Yes. And also on second Fridays, we'll need a report out from the activities from first Friday.
Okay.
Last time I forgot to inquire.
Hmm.
But someone else was talking about first Fridays at the Atlanta Eagle, saying that was one
Hmm.
of the things they missed about being in Atlanta. So I
Oh.
said, okay. Yeah, I have to, whenever I do make my visit to Atlanta, I have to make sure it's early in the month so I can experience first Fridays.
Okay.
But I'm a little scared to go to Bulldogs because I didn't see too many folks fighting up in there.
Man,
It's like they be cutting up in Bulldogs. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
and you know what the crazy? I know we're getting up. We can't get off topic too much today. We have to stay focused. I know, but
Okay.
here's
Oh,
the.
I got our questions. I'm gonna keep
But
it simple.
after this we'll get to it. But I will say that anytime I see a fight at Bulldogs, I'm just like it's always and I hate it's a stereotype, but it's always skinny queens from out of town or somebody's cousin that done got mad at somebody here because they were talking to their man in their DMs but you know what, when I go to the big boy day parties, I'm like, we as big boys, we can commune and be pleasant and not fight. How come it's always the skinny queens that want to fight?
I mean, every time I've seen it, I've seen the porn stars scrapping.
Yeah.
I've seen, yeah, I mean, even on like, the Chasing Reality network, two of their people or cast members got into it.
Mm,
Although one of them wasn't in the cast at the time. But
hmm.
I'm just like, what is it about Bulldogs and everybody fighting?
I wish I
I didn't
knew.
see them in the parking lot. I didn't see them at the inside the bar. I'm like, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Okay, but yeah. So I understand Atlanta has some treats and things for the visitors. Now,
Mhm.
Mr. Calvin, Derek Jones is an earlier member of the Mel Media Mind Network.
Hmm.
He used to be on the panel, I think, on Saturdays or something like that. If you saw him, you'd be like, "Oh, him," because his voice is very distinctive.
Yeah, and Derek is not a her. I know
No,
I know that's lingo, but Derek is not a her.
yeah,
Very much a him.
yeah, yeah. Derek gives daddy.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he gives major daddy. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, so and he's also a member of Onyx, right?
Yes, he's actually started using his Onyx page more. I'm just like, wait a minute, you weren't really using this at first. Now you are. Okay, I see
Okay.
you. I see you.
Well, he's making a comeback. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to have him on the show at some point. So,
Yeah.
what is wrong with y'all?
Wait.
Somebody, I don't know what's that. Somebody just hollered like something got cut off of them.
Oh.
Yeah, if I hear more hollering, then I might
Hmm.
get my phone and take a look see.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, Mr. Calvin does watch the Chasing Reality
Okay.
series. Okay, yeah, they be cutting up. Yeah, L.A. Child, I recognize some of the spots they be in on the L.A. franchise, and I'm like, Lord, why y'all down there terrorizing? So, yeah, I think their first season actually debuted during lockdown. So they were actually in downtown Long Beach. They actually had the parklets where they had the tables set up in the street
Hmm.
downtown. So all the restaurants were serving their people outside. It was actually quite nice. If you think about it. At night, at least. During the day, it was like, it's hot, damn it. But at night, it was really nice. Little for alfresco dining. Um, yeah, but okay. So we then got into, in our second segment, we were talking about who actually holds the power.
Hmm.
And and also defining what is power, like
Yeah.
real power. And there was a quote from the Ethical Slut that basically said there's an old saying that the submissive has more power than people realize. And that's
Hmm.
because the scene can stop with them, because obviously they're the one enduring some sort of discomfort, if not pain. Um, you know, or just, and also they're just in a more vulnerable state.
Yeah.
So, and you as a Dom have to be aware of how they're doing and check in.
Yes.
Um, so the question was, what makes a relationship ethical? Is it the idea of exclusivity, honesty, consent, care, or something else?
It's a
Was
combination.
that first in the
Well,
context of domination and submission? So
hmm.
when you actually, not like a one-off, but like a relationship that's kind of built over time, or at least you're like, we're now we're a dyad, you know,
Hmm.
um, you know, what makes, because the idea that you're in a relationship with someone and you're causing them pain, or you're tying them up, or you're doing these things that other people may really perceive as being not so caring and loving,
Hmm.
so they might actually suggest that those relationships are not as authentic as your more traditional garden variety pairing. Although I would submit that a lot of times those couples are both, hoping for something a little extra, a little different
Hmm.
than the norm, but neither is willing to say it because they don't
Right.
want to be a freak. But when you think about, like, a more, I guess, committed, intimate relationship that does have domination and submission characteristics, what makes it ethical? This idea of what makes it all okay.
Mm.
The activity, it's like not so much the activity, but the pleasure and the joy derived from engaging in it. Is it,
Hmm.
do you think it's the idea that it's exclusive, that there's an honesty there, that there is consent, very freely and actively and very informed, and
Hmm.
consent being given? Is it the level of care that they provide? Because sometimes a sub can provide care to a dom in the midst
Hmm.
of the scene. Um, you know, where it's just like, if you're doing like some impact play, your sub might actually say, yes, about three more, just to kind of let you know I'm getting a little, hitting the limit, um, or just has some signs to let them know. So, so the Dom's not overdoing it or being concerned about that. It's like you're telling them you're getting close to the limit, maybe your skin's not reflecting it. So what were your thoughts on that? Like when you think about those relationships, whether it's personal experience or what you've been told?
Um. Well, okay. So to answer your question about what makes it ethical, I was gonna say it's a combination of all the things you mentioned because there
Okay.
is because when you are engaging in BDSM kink scenes sessions,
Hmm.
um, yes, it's going to feel weird at first, and people from the outside looking in are going to be like, "This is weird. How can you stand this?" and things of that nature. But there's also a freedom in it. There is a honesty about it too. Like you're giving or not giving in, but I guess you could say also giving in, but you're exploring a
Hmm.
part of yourself that you may think at one point is weird, taboo, and of course other people do. And of course, us as African American people have been told, "Oh, that's white people stuff," or "You shouldn't do that. That's dangerous." How, and all the other things that we've heard throughout
Yeah.
our lives growing up about what that is, and that that's evil, that's of the devil, and stuff like that. And there's just a bunch of leather, and I'm just like, the leather sometimes is the best part, but you know. I mean, I mean, I'm just saying that's sometimes the
You're
best
like,
part, but you know,
don't demonize the best aspect of it, but okay.
right, right. I mean,
Yeah.
shoot. I mean, but um, it's a freedom. It's a whole vibe and energy. It's also a release, like like you said earlier, when someone's in a role of leadership, and when they go home, they want to be not in charge. They want to be the sub because for them
Yes.
it's a release. It also evens them out because if you're a manager or a CEO or whatever, and you're in charge of a bunch of people all day long, that's a toll on you. But when you can go somewhere and just relinquish control and just be like, I don't have to say anything. I don't have to bark. I don't have to bark orders at anybody. I can just lay
Mhm.
back, do as I'm told, and that's it. And get
Yeah.
this release out of me. Get that tension and that stress off of me.
Yeah.
But there is a raw honesty. There is a vulnerability in it. There's also supposed to be a respect to it. Now,
Yeah.
whatever you and your dom or sub set up between y'all and whatever y'all vibe is, that's y'all. But there should be a respect to it. There
Mhm.
should be communication, of course. Um, and also, just connecting with them through that too as well.
Yeah. I had one experience with a guy where he basically was kind of getting into his dom bag a bit.
Hmm.
And it wasn't something we had talked about, but you get verbal in the midst of things. And he was talking a little crazy, and he had basically said, I should put your big ass in some panties. And
Oh,
I looked at him like, and I said, that could be interesting. And he
oh,
was like, really? He was like,
oh,
totally, he was
oh,
like, yeah, he was like, well, is that your thing? I was like, not necessarily, but it could be an interesting little fantasy to play out. I'm
Dr.
willing to
Pookie.
try it out.
Dr.
I'm
Pookie
like, hey,
said, Dr. Pookie said, jokes on you, I'm into that shit, kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, I'm like, hell, you gonna bring up some new shit, okay? And he was like, what should I, you want some lingerie? I was like, what do you want to see me in?
Mhm.
I was like, because you brought this up, I didn't,
Right, that
and
part.
yeah, and he was like, you're serious? I was like, yeah. I was like, we've been rolling around for about 5, 6 years now. It's a natural evolution.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try. We
Mm-hmm.
never did get around to it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, and
I,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was told that a purchase was made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just
That the things were done and said, and we got here. Dr. Pookie said you found the right one today.
yeah,
Right, right,
yeah,
Mr. Calvin. Right. He said you found the right one today.
yeah, because he was
Um,
talking all kind of shit. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna bring some buddies over." I was like, "Okay, what you got?" And he was
mhm.
just like, "Is this?" After we were finished, he was like, "Now, were you serious, or was that just playing into the scene?" I was like, I can't say that I want to be a train station, but
Hmm, hmm,
you know,
hmm,
never know.
hmm.
I was like, we can
Right.
discuss. And he was just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh. And I said, you brought all this up, not me.
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself, I didn't bring this up, you did.
Right. This is your thing. You the one that
Yeah.
mentioned panties and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. I
I
was
mean,
like,
like
to myself,
I've actually had one person, and I have yet to do it because one, it's got to be somewhere that's cool and AC'd,
mm-hmm.
comfortably, and because I mean I love my puppa, but if not in the right temperature, it does get hot in that thing. If
Yeah.
yeah, because it's a mask, so
Mm-hmm.
well, it's not a mask, it's a hood, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So people say, well, I want to play with you and your pup, but I'm like, yes, but and I was like, okay, but first things first, what's the AC level looking like? Because
Do I need to meet you at the Hilton? Because it's like, we need good climate control for this.
right, I
You
need
know.
some bottle. We're gonna need some water,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that people, it's so funny when they actually do start to embrace their
hmm
kinks and their
hmm
fetishes. They really do start to recognize the level of preparation
hmm
involved. It's not just a random little activity. It's like it has baggage.
right. Just like and I am going to suggest to everybody here
Okay.
about how to prepare. Well, this is the person that I would say go watch to
Okay.
prepare. Is Dominion, and we mentioned Dominion plenty of times.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Dominion he is a preparer. He is particular about what he does. He's very methodic. He's thought out. So yes, if you want to know about preparing for a kink, and especially anal play, because I believe that's just his specialty.
That's up his alley.
Yeah, yeah, you go watch him and see how he prepares for that because yeah, he will get you right. He will.
Yeah. He was talking to somebody and he was like, don't
hmm
come on here with no tight pussy. Have that shit ready to play.
Like
I
let's
was
train, you know, train it to be prepared. I was like, oh,
Yeah, he's like,
okay.
don't be coming over here. This is just the one workout of the week.
hmm
And well, I was like, that's you either comply or you don't play. Because he's not gonna break you in. He's like, look, we got to this last time. I expect you to be there without a whole lot of trouble, and we going further.
Oh, we have a wow.
Is this someone you know?
I don't even
Oh,
know.
Ken is
No,
back.
huh? I don't know.
Mr.
Um, yes, Mr. Kim, we can't have like, hey, Mr. Kim, how you doing? I don't know who you are, and I don't know who you are.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh-uh.
yeah. It's wow.
You want that one? I'm guessing he.
Oh boy. Okay,
Sean.
okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this. All right. There is not too much in life that you can say to me to make me not feel confident about me or my appearance. I have been a big boy all my life. I have grown to have self confidence. Yes, I know I have oral issues. That's already something I've accepted, and I am working on getting that fixed. Whoever you are, um, and for you to be bold enough to come up and say that as being the keyboard warrior that you want to be right now, I have a suggestion for you. why don't you take yourself out of the basement that you were in, out of your
Uh-oh.
parents' house, and go touch grass? You incel motherfucker.
Okay.
Seriously, like, why would you even get up here and state that? Like, what was the point? What was the was this to like make me feel some kind of way or make me feel bad? Because it doesn't. All right.
Mm,
Okay. All right. And if you don't, and guess what? If it's a huge attraction for you, carry your ass. For real. You don't have to be here.
yeah, because I mean that might be one of your trademarks.
Hey, it ain't stopped nothing. So
That's what I'm saying.
it ain't stopped the damn thing. So hey.
Yeah. I was telling somebody was like, well, I don't know about this. This way, he's like, you think people ain't gonna have sex with you because of that? I was like, well,
Hmm.
possibly. He's like, oh, that's just a non-issue. I said, okay.
Man,
I mean, yeah. Well, Sean,
mm,
it,
mm,
I'm gonna leave that alone.
yep.
I just, I just like the audacity. Um, okay.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well, we're happy for you, Sean. It's just,
mm, yeah.
unless you're gonna write a check or swipe a card, you got to leave the grill alone. And
Yeah.
be all right with it. He all
I
right with it for
mean,
the moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, Antonio Davis. It is pretty fucked up of him to say. Thank you. How you doing tonight, Mr. Davis? Um,
Welcome, Mr. Davis. Welcome.
um, well, again, Sean, if it's bothering you, you can leave. You don't have to stay here on this broadcast. No one's forcing you. No one has a gun to your head telling you have to watch us. You
Well,
can go.
and hopefully, it doesn't distract you too much to where it takes you completely out of the conversation, which we're going to go ahead and resume.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, so let's see. I was talking about we were talking about well, if he keeps posting shit, we'll block him.
Yeah.
Uh, I think Malcolm actually has to do it though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Um, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do see how to do it now. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
if it comes to that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so just I think I agree with you. The idea of any relationship being authentic and ethical, it does come down to those things.
Mm-hmm.
Even if exclusivity is not there, if that's something you've negotiated to not have, then cool. I think if you're honoring that arrangement and those parameters set, then it is still an authentic relationship and it is ethical. And and the reality is the only reason it's even questioned is because you may be causing pain or humiliating someone or just causing some degree of discomfort. But that's the whole point,
Mm-hmm.
is that as a sub you may actually derive intense pleasure and joy out of making, out of being able to please your dom. I watched that movie. We talked about Pilion, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I want to watch it again because this time I'll be able to watch it from a lens of dynamics as opposed to just the first time. Like, oh my, this was wild, and it was a good time. I mean, it was
Mm-hmm.
just interesting to me because when they first started the relationship on the first date, I was like, oh, okay, this is okay. And it was interesting because I don't think he understood, but he also, I mean, it was an origin story for him. He's like, I didn't know that I had the capacity to please,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
and that it meant a lot to him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like, it was very much a coming of age film for a sub, who's like, I've been told I have an aptitude for service, and I am damn good at it, but I have some stipulations. We were able to see that evolution with that particular character. I won't say more because I don't want to give stuff away,
Mm.
but yeah, and just this idea of if you actually surrender your power and give it to someone else, does that make you weak?
No, it does not.
And
Because I actually, there was a strength in being vulnerable and about giving somebody else your power. there is a strength in it. Well, it's supposed to. Well, that is the idea.
Mhm.
Now if you feel weak after you do that, then that's something that's going on in here. It may be here, you know,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
you need to work on. But you should feel powerful enough because there is power in trusting someone enough to give up your power
Mhm.
to them and give yourself to them vulnerably.
Yeah. I mean, because I would say on a typical day, I'm not putting on no panties.
Mm,
I'm not wearing a
mm-mm,
garter or whatever it was that
mm-mm,
that man wanted me to wear. But
oh.
after knowing him for 5 years and getting together a couple times a month for 5 years, I'm like, there was a comfort and amount of trust there. You
Hmm.
know, never got an STI from him. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I was just like, and never been treated poorly, just a
right.
good guy. And he
Yeah.
was he got in his bag and he was talking some shit. And I just okay. Antonio,
Antonio.
Antonio, you gonna go
Yeah.
shopping for me?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm
And,
seeing you and I'm like,
and also to
okay.
note,
I can
sometimes
be
you know
fun,
what,
Antonio.
and also too, y'all, I'm gonna put this out there.
Oh,
If you have a sub or even a dom that you want to see do something, but yeah, tell them for one, but also um buy it for them
yeah.
or get it for them.
That's part of caring for your
Mm-hmm.
dom.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And
they
also,
also want to please you
mm-hmm.
as a submissive. They want to make sure that whatever sacrifices or whatever you're enduring on their behalf is actually you feel like it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that care comes in. And I think we could talk about this topic for weeks. And I mean, obviously we're in week 2 of it. But one of the questions that came up was the idea of agency, of just, who's embodied, who has control. And the question was, who has more agency? The person
Mm-hmm.
issuing commands or the person who can revoke consent at any time?
Mm-hmm. The person that can revoke consent at any time has more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's always going to be the case. Now,
Yeah.
like I said, well, hold on a second, because
Work it through.
I need to get more familiar with the whole with the master slave thing because that is a different uh
Very
slice.
different dynamic.
That's a very different slice. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure how you can. I think in that situation, I could be wrong. Do not quote me, but I think in
Mhm.
that particular situation, I think the master has to release the slave. I don't. I think I could be wrong, or it could be the same as the slave doesn't want to do this anymore, and they they go, but um I don't know. It just depends on what the rules are and what in the way the rules are set up between the master and slave. I mean, because people can vary. There are various lanes you can take with that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And it's something, I think that's one thing that people don't always recognize with this. Like there
mhm,
are protocols, there's a general understanding of these different pairings, whether it's whether you're doing daddy boy, you're doing sir and submissive, you're doing master slave. There are dynamics and customs with that, but you still have to actually negotiate what it really looks like in your situation. You
mhm,
can't just assume, it's like you can't just surrender power to someone, particularly a master, and they don't know what's in it for you.
mhm,
I mean, it's not like it's supposed to be like the at top of mind because you're actually giving them the power to be quote unquote selfish and use you in whatever way they want. But your whole thing is, I'm here to get used. So use
mhm.
me well, but it's like if it's not hitting the spot, then you got to say something,
Right, you do.
you know. And your master, your dom, your sir, they're gonna come on with some shit. Are you gonna come over there and they got a new toy?
Mhm.
Because this
Or
same
or
girl, no,
or,
we're
or
gonna be
back or or a bag of tricks.
Yes, his bag grew over the years.
Right, his group, or if they really feel challenged, that bag grew in 24 hours.
Yeah, it's like because I said to him, I was like, it's so funny. We're lying there, we're spooning, and I was like, I feel like there's a little something extra that you might want to get into here, but
Mhm,
I can't reach your mind about what that might be. And he
mhm,
was like, and I was like, you don't have to answer right away,
mhm,
but is it okay if I come through with an extra accoutrement of some kind?
mhm.
Um, and because I even said to him, I was like, is it okay if I call you daddy if you working it out? I didn't want to assume that I can call him that because for some men, they don't want to be called that.
Nope.
It's just like the whole bussy and ass and pussy thing. It's
Yeah.
you got to figure out what's working.
Mhm.
Um, this one gentleman, I've never played with him, but he's all about the gangster sex fantasy. And I'm just like, you strike me as a little crazy, so I can't. What you trying to do?
Like, I don't know
But I
about
stay
this.
intrigued.
Go
I
there and be
stay
like,
intrigued. I
yeah, yeah.
recognize the temperament and I recognize the potential skill. I'm
Mhm.
like,
But
it's like,
sitting
what
there,
did Randy say? Randy said, no lies told.
right. Mhm.
Okay, true. And Big Ken said, don't. Yeah, I mean, if you gonna bring the Philly,
Mhm.
you better act right. Don't bring the frilly and then you don't want to be firm with it. You
Mhm.
embody the fantasy or leave me alone. I
Yeah,
like being called
don't
daddy,
come
but
around
it's
here
not
with that
too
weak
much.
mess,
Yep.
so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, it's like because I mean, at some point, for me, sex is fun on a certain level.
Mhm.
Like at some point, I'm going to say some crazy shit that's going to make both of us laugh.
Mhm.
And it may be at an inopportune time, but just understand you can pick the rhythm back up.
Yes.
It's just, I mean, and I've actually, there have been a couple of folks that we've had long-term engagement, so to speak.
Mhm.
Members of what I call the stable. And there would just be little things I would say or little idiosyncrasies of mine that they would actually look forward to and laugh at.
Mhm.
Because I would just say some wild shit. And they'd be like, really? That's what you pulled out of this? I'm like, yeah. It's like, I know it's a little off center, but you know me. And they're like, yeah, I do. You know, it might have been someone that I towed my car trying to get out their parking lot.
Mhm.
I was a little out, but it was good.
Hey,
I
that's
was,
all
I
that
was
matters is that it
yeah,
was
I
good.
was set for a couple of weeks, frankly. I was good.
Shoot.
And I was working for LA County at the time, so it was some bullshit I dealt with on a daily.
Mhm. And sometimes
I
you
was
just need
like, I walked into the office like, how y'all doing? All
uh,
right.
the chipper mood, like
One of the ladies like, who got hold of you or did you get hold of somebody? I
oh.
said, I said, we're not gonna get into that in the workplace. I was like, but if you want to go to lunch, we might be able to get into some of those details. And she was like, I'm not brave enough.
Oh, not brave.
I'm not brave enough to have lunch with you about that. I was like, okay.
Okay.
I was like,
Hey.
you the only one in here I would actually have that conversation with. You would appreciate it because I've met your husband.
Mm,
And her face, if you could have seen her face when I said I met your husband, she was like,
mhm,
oh, and she just fell out. And we were
mhm.
like, and people were like, what are y'all talking about? Oh, it's just, so and so said this the other day, and we just realized that that's what that meant. And we just like, I was like, we can't be doing all this in the office. She's like, who you telling? She's like, but that was some funny shit. And I
Mhm,
mean that's the whole thing. But yes, as Janelle Monáe said, I didn't walk in, I floated. I did
mhm.
float. Okay. I love that song by Janelle too. I've kind of gotten into her Age of Pleasure album finally.
Oh, okay.
I want her to finish up the Cindy Mayweather Chronicle.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever see this, Janelle, I'm waiting on you, girl. Finish it up. You still owe us 2 volumes. Where they at?
Mm.
Okay. Electric Lady was nice. Arch Android was fabulous. Chase Suite was supreme. What you got to finish it out, girl? What you got? I see 2 more volumes. But just saying. All right. Okay. Shall we move forward?
Yes, let's move forward.
Okay. So let's talk about this idea of submission not being weakness, digging a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why that is the case typically is because people actually choose to give up power. They choose to yield to someone else's wishes.
Mm-hmm.
That in itself is very powerful. Some people might see submission as weakness, like we said. And I think if you look, that's why I brought up the movie Pilion, because you had the character whose mother was like, well, I want to meet the guy you're spending all this time with, not realizing he's not that kind of guy.
Right.
And she was pissed because she's like, I don't like the way you talk to my son.
Mm.
And it's like, sweetie,
your son is fine.
Yeah, how much it took for him to come to this dinner? Because that's not what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's a commitment there, but you were never supposed to meet his parents.
Mm-mm.
Maybe at a funeral, he might look at a program, but you were never supposed to come to dinner.
Nope.
And so this idea of choosing to yield, and I would say a lot of times if you identify as submissive, or even for folks that might identify as folks who bottom, I'm not going to put the sexual act and make that the identity. I'll just say people who bottom, or predominantly bottom, or exclusively bottom. They are somehow seen as less than. But they're providing obviously a certain service, because we all get bored with our hands. So what we gonna do? You're gonna get you a little apparatus, and eventually that's gonna get boring because it doesn't talk, it doesn't moan, it doesn't respond. You need somebody else for your topping. So, and so Bell Hooks had talked about this idea of what makes tenderness so threatening to men who have largely been trained to perform control. Just this idea of, I'm not willing to actually say this is what I like, because it's gonna cause folks to say shit about me I don't want to have said about me. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Davis. A nice warm body that responds, that talks, that's spontaneous, that learns how to grip your shit on the way out, and they'd be like, where you going?
Or you have those flashbacks of what you did last night or what you did 2 days ago. Like, baby, like I'm telling you, so a good kink session that'll have you like, or you be sitting there like, why does that hurt? Oh, that's why that hurts. Okay.
What exactly did I do to irritate this muscle? Why is it? What's wrong with my hip?
Like, or you just have a spasm. You'd be like, oh,
yeah. But you also have the happy memories of back shots while riding the elevator up to your office. It's all on a table if done with consent and done with a zest and zeal. And I think that's why I always, I've been told that it can be very, I've been told it's not very romantic. I've been told that it's pushy. When I ask a question like, okay, well, what are you trying to do here? I'll pick up on some energy. And what am I picking? I'm picking up on something. What is it?
Yeah.
You trying to tie me up? What do you want to do?
Right.
What are we doing here? And
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thing. I'm just like, let me know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they, some folks that I've encountered have been very like taken aback by that. I would
Mm-hmm.
say first, and and I have to sit there and try to figure out how much do I try to pull out of this person, or do I just kind of let the conversation go someplace else and they'll figure it out and snap back over. Like, now you had mentioned earlier I would like to do blah blah blah. It's like, okay, I got things to do that.
Mm-hmm.
you know I mean, it's like, for me, I mean, I now have much more of a sex wardrobe than I ever had, because
Okay.
I had a budget for one. So I have things. I don't have all the apparatus out there, but I got a few items.
Mm-hmm.
And we can negotiate. I was like, if it's something that you really want, then you can go and make that investment in yourself. The
Right.
best investment you can make is in yourself.
Yes, that is true.
Invest in yourself. And I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
that's, it's gonna get old real fast if you don't have the amounts that go with the activity.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Dominion was talking about building his dungeon space, not a complete dungeon, but just like he had like a cabinet or a closet that he built. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I did see a couple of snapshots of it. I was like, okay, it's ready to go. You know, it's like, and
Yeah.
I think, and he had a space set up, and I know for him, you could just see him just kind of sitting there smiling, like, "Oh, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do this. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this." I mean, you could just see him plotting in his head while he's sitting there doing the show, and I mean, that to me is intriguing to see.
Yes.
I'm like, I want to meet that side of you. Now I might not be willing or able to do what you want me to do,
Mm-hmm.
but we can negotiate where we overlap and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Still not big on being tied up, you know. But somebody's like, "What if we did like the wrist restraints and we had the strap behind your neck?" And I was like, "Maybe." I was
Okay.
like, but don't get crazy.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Well," I was like, "You know how you get sometimes."
Mm.
It's like, ain't no babies coming out this thing, so don't treat it like that. You know?
Oh.
Yeah, and you were like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah." Uh-huh. I was like, "Pay attention to the
Mm-hmm.
feedback you're getting,
Right.
and then we can try that." And we did. We had a good time. It's like, but I'm like, again, you got to put it on the table,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's like, but I think going back to the question of just what's been your experience and your relationship with tenderness in your sexual history?
With what?
What's been your relationship to tenderness in your sexual?
Oh, tenderness. I
Yeah.
after you said tender little, I'm like, what's
Oh, no.
that's
Yeah.
a
Let
new
me
word. What
express.
the hell is that? I thought that's really what I thought you said. I'm like, wait. I think because you cut out and it sounded like that. I was like, wait, what the heck is that? But tenderness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just aftercare.
Mhm.
Or just being just chilling with your dom or your daddy or whoever and just being cuddled. That's tenderness right there. Like and that's also bonding in a different way too. Like uh listening to them and feeling a person breathe and how they breathe and everything in response and everything.
Mhm.
um but yes, inside of a kink session, aftercare, tenderness usually comes with comes with aftercare, and
Mhm.
aftercare is important. I know you do
Very.
have some out there that don't do aftercare after their sessions. I don't
Avoid
know
them.
why. Yeah, I don't know why, but
Yeah.
yeah, or unless maybe their sub says that they don't want it, and if that's the case, then cool.
Yeah.
Because like we said, the sub is the one with more power. So if the sub says I don't want no aftercare, then okay. But the most thing that you should always give your sub after a session, no matter what it is some water. Hydrate them.
Mhm.
hydrate them. Okay.
And at least get them a damp rag to wipe off,
Yeah. Yeah.
unless they want to marinate and take it home, because
Right. Yeah.
there are boys that like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, mhm.
But yeah, just that person, or you could even like if you do I forgot what the cream is called, but if you do things that impact like flogging, hitting, spanking, there's creams to put on the skin to make it feel better. Unless the
Mhm.
sub says no, I want to feel this pain.
Yeah,
Then,
there's some
hey,
they
yeah,
want to
yeah,
get angry.
yeah, or don't do it. I want to feel all of it. But yes, that, or even after houndstooth, which is biting. There's a
Mhm.
cream for that too, like you can put on the skin, and just say, how was, and also don't be afraid to ask them. So how do you feel? How was your experience? Did you get what you needed? Don't be afraid of asking questions and following up, because that's also tenderness, but it also shows that it shows the sub that you care. You
Yeah,
know.
and it makes such a huge difference when the two parties or the parties involved care,
Hmm.
about one another. I remember one guy, he actually, we're just kind of cuddling, and he was like, "You're a really smart guy." And I said, "Well, thank you."
Hmm.
It's like, I mean, because really he had not, it was a quick hookup. He really did not process me on that level.
Hmm.
And we're in the afterglow having a conversation. I think we were talking about um like sexual politics of some kind,
Hmm.
and I had read something earlier that day or earlier that week that I was still crunching on it in my mind. I mean, for me, care and tenderness, care is definitely a big part of it. It's like when you're monitoring your partner and you're kind of seeing like, oh, we've gotten to a new frontier here, like
Hmm.
just the physicality, where they're just like they give you that look like, I'm tired, but I can't quit, and I actually have been like, I'll just take my hand, put on the side, like, thank you, Daddy, you working that out. Take
Hmm.
you a quick breather. We'll get a sandwich later. Just be like, I'm appreciating you putting in the work. We are having a good time. I'll let you dictate this, and
Hmm.
you've not made a misstep yet. I was like, but I could tell you getting a little tired, so just take a moment.
Right, right.
I was like,
Hmm.
you want to switch positions? What we doing? You know,
Hmm.
and you just, I mean, you do have to think your way through it until everything is kind of understood.
Hmm.
I look at someone like, was it Sir Christian
Hmm.
Malice? He's very good with reading bodily cues. He be wearing that little boy out now. Yeah, I don't know if that's his primary slave, but he be wearing that little child out. And I've been sitting there like, Lord. I was like, okay, y'all got it down. I was like, because you could see he was flogging him, I think, and he pulled back just a touch.
Hmm.
Because I was like, yeah, that back getting a little red. It's like, just like, but I think for them, the goal was to go just one step beyond what they had done. And he was very attuned to that. And I was just like, that to me was very sexy. You
Hmm.
know. Now I'm not trying to have you beat me till I'm bleeding and all that, but I
Mm-mm.
was intrigued.
Yeah.
I was like, you may not tie me to this St. Christopher cross, or no, it's what it's called, Iron Cross,
Uh,
Iron Maiden, Iron
no,
Cross.
no. It's called. You're right. You had it right. The
Was it St. Christopher?
no, no, not Saint
No,
Christopher. God, wait, what? Oh, hold on,
if
hold
somebody
on,
please put
hold
it
on.
in the chat.
It's
Uh,
Saint Andrew's Cross.
Saint thing. I knew it was a
Yeah,
Saint somebody.
or X Cross, but Saint Andrew's Cross. Yes.
Yes, like
Mhm.
I'm willing for you to possibly try flogging, but
Mhm.
you can't tie me to the cross.
Okay.
I was like, because yeah, I'm just
You know what? So I know this isn't poor taste, but somebody made a joke
Uh oh. Okay.
about Jesus. So it was a kid.
Oh gosh. Okay, what did they do? What did they say? I know it's crazy.
They said I admire Jesus, and this was I think a kink joke. He's like, I admire Jesus, a man that can get nailed to the cross 3 times and rise in three, come back for more in 3 days. I was like, wait, nah,
I'm like, but did he come back from no?
nah, he came out for more. It came out for more. I was just like, I
Or
was
did he,
like, what?
I'm like, or then he looked at him like, I ain't doing this shit with y'all again. You're like, what, what's the real story? See, and that I would be howling. Had I been there in that moment, I'd be like, okay, that was some funny shit.
Yeah,
And of course, it would probably some Christians be looking at me like, that's just blasphemous. I was like,
right.
I was like, leave me alone with that. I was like, y'all take the fun out of so many things.
Right, they do.
But like, but the man was actually like tied to a cross, so the story goes.
Mm-hmm.
In a loincloth at that.
Right.
You telling me them nipples didn't get hard?
See?
Are you telling me? I mean, granted, they did drive nails through his hands and feet, so maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But if he was a masochist, maybe he got a little tech going. We need to look at some of those that historic photography again and see if there's a little coat coming through. Because I talked to one guy who actually was into pain so much that his master broke his arm.
Ooh.
And
Wow.
he was grateful.
Oh.
And I said, now, Phyllis, I get it, but he broke your damn arm.
Right.
I was like, I've broken my arm, and that wasn't fun.
No. What? No.
I was like, what did he do? Like, and he basically twisted it. And I was like, oh my God. Now, to me, I was like, wow.
Mr. Hold on, just call me Mr. He said, wait. He said, what about Jesus? No.
That's what he said. That's what was said.
I was like, wait a minute.
They said Jesus was a G. Okay.
Right.
He took it. He then came back 3 days later.
Right.
Talking about y'all motherfuckers ain't killed me. That's the story.
But the guy was saying, lay my finger up and leave. I would not be.
Now, is it me or did Jesus not have children? Because he disappeared for a while there and just came back grown. So we can see now anybody else that was given that kind of assignment, they're out there wild. I'm just saying. There are a lot of books that aren't in the Bible.
Nope, there are not. There are not.
I don't know if he paid for the co-payments to Ken. I would imagine if he was a good master, he did.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's
I would be looking side eye after that though. Like after you broke my arm, I don't know if I could.
That boy was sitting there. He was so proud. Like he was bursting with joy and satisfaction that he was able to do that for his master. And I just said, baby, okay. Like on that, I get it on that level, but the other side was like, he broke your arm.
Right.
And he was dead serious. There was no wavering.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there wasn't, because you do have some people out there that are pain fanatics. They live for it. They will, go in for that kind of for that. Yeah. They'll go all the way in for it. And there's even now there is a movie called shoot. It starts with a D, but it's got Rona Mitra in it. Hold on.
Oh,
I wanna make sure I get I say this correctly. Is
her last name?
It reminds you of Matt. It reminds you of Mad Max a little bit, but it's so
It's post-apocalyptic. It sounds
Yeah,
like
post-apocalyptic. I'm trying to think. I think it is called Doomsday, but I could
Doomsday.
be
Okay,
wrong. Yep, it is called Doomsday, and
Doomsday.
there is a group of, because it's two sides. It's the people who are civilized side, and then there's the people who are savages side. So in the savage people are like Mad Max looking people. It's very post apocalyptic, where there's like
Oh,
desert. So and they send her over there on a mission to go rescue somebody.
okay.
Um, but there is a scene where there is a guy who's riding around on a truck, and he's in all black leather, just tied to a cross or to the truck or
I
whatever.
yeah.
And he just loves pain. He's gonna stay up there no matter what.
Yep.
And he's just getting all excited, all getting off on seeing other people, die, be in pain, and he himself, if he gets hit with something, he's excited. He's
Yeah.
just in for it. So yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see the movie Payback with Mel Gibson and Lucy Liu, and there was some other folks that we recognize in there. He was like the guy who was like a fixer, and he was basically shorted or cheated out of like $77,000 or some amount of money. And he basically wanted. Oh, Chris Christopherson was in it. He wanted his money back,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Well, I'll pay you whatever." He's like, "No, I don't want 100 grand. I want what I'm owed." It was some odd amount down to the penny.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually ended up basically taking out a whole mob over that money.
No, I don't think I've seen that. I think after, I don't know if it came out before or after Passion of the Christ, but after Lethal Weapon, I kind of
Mhm.
strayed away from Mel Gibson movies.
Yeah, I think it was right before he really lost his damn mind.
Hmm.
But it
Yeah.
was an interesting movie because there was a character in there. I think it was 1999, if I'm saying yes, it was
Hmm.
1999.
Okay.
Um, and it was, yeah, he was like, "Where's my money?" And there were, it was Lucy Liu, Maria Bello was in it. Greg Henry. You probably know Greg Henry if you saw him,
Hmm.
but his name, Bill Duke was in it. He was playing a crooked cop.
Okay. I think now that you're describing it, I think I may have seen a clip, or I think I may have seen that exact scene that you're talking about too.
Yeah, because
You just in the
basically,
clip.
like, they got captured, or he got captured, and they were like torturing him. And Lucy
Hmm.
Liu was her little character was like, "Ooh," she was like, you could just tell she was having an orgasm when
Hmm.
they did a particular thing to him. And I
Hmm.
was like, "Good." I think they like crushed his toe or something like. Yeah, they hammered his toe.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I really looked at that movie. I've seen it about 3 times now. I really looked at that as an exercise in S&M almost, or BDSM,
Yeah.
because it was just like his character, much like, I guess, when you have like a lot of high-end operatives, they've been trained to endure torture.
Hmm.
So it's not like they're craving it, but it's like if it happens, okay. But they're able to still function and look for a way to escape. Think James Bond, but
Oh
it was
yeah.
but Lucy Liu's character, she was borderline orgasmic in that scene. I forget if he punched her. Like at some point she got hit too. So
Hmm.
she like dishing it out and taking it.
Mm.
But it was when we first saw her, they pull up in a black SUV and she says hubba hubba out the
Hmm.
window at him. And I was like, "Lucy, what are you doing?" And it was just a strange movie, but I enjoyed it. It was interesting. Um, but yeah, but it was, yeah, strange movie, but it definitely had that domination submission aspect to it. It just the idea of, yeah, it was an exercise in sadomasochism.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Hmm.
say BDSM is probably more represented in something like Salo,
Okay.
the Italian film, I think, with the three billionaires in the mansion with slaves. That was some wild shit.
Mm. I don't think I've ever seen that, but that sounds interesting.
Yes. It's a lot. It's like it's basically these three depraved. I think it's three or possibly four of them, but they're basically at a castle of some kind for I think like 2 days, maybe a weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
they just do all kind of stuff to these people. It's just it's yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's like I'll say that. I was sitting there like, why am I watching this? But it was fascinating. As a psychologist, that was fascinating to me. But I was like, no, he didn't. Why am I watching this? Oh my god! It's it's just like I've never watched it, and I don't want to. But the movie Centipede,
The Human Centipede.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can't.
that's a wild one.
I can't. It's I yeah. Just the thought and the visual just takes me out.
Yeah, that is a wild movie, and I'm kind of glad because I started to watch it, and I got to the scene where he started, tying them together. That I was just like, oh my gosh, like no.
Yeah, just the idea. That's like, wow, this is and you know, and you sit there like, this is some shit on another level.
Hmm.
But then you also look at it like, well, I mean, other than him not getting consent, like, especially because I think they've done two or three of those movies now.
Oh, have
I
they?
know one of them was set in a prison.
Oh.
The other was like just a mad scientist in a lair or his lab, I think. But
Hmm.
there was one in a prison. And I was just like, I said, okay. It made the list of movies that were just so horrible or disgusting that they should not have been, they were like on a list of movies that should not have been made, kind of
Mm.
deal. And just reading the synopsis, I was like, yeah, I don't need to see this.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I don't need to see this because it would actually, yeah, okay, see, there you go.
Oh,
Again,
I saw the trailer for the Human Centipede and said, nope. Okay.
yep, it's
Yep.
it's very much a nope kind of deal because they really don't show you a lot of the movie in the trailer because they can't.
Hmm.
Because it's so out there. You can't you can't even show that in like an R-rated trailer. You just can't show it.
Mm.
It's a lot. So, but it all in some form or fashion or aspects of even that kind of depraved behavior fall under this category.
Hmm.
But then it's criminal because they don't have the consent,
Right.
and it's, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Calvin, yeah, he said
Mm.
he can't.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't, it's like I think in a certain circumstance, the fascination part of me would probably get through the first one, but
Hmm.
it would be a lot because I
Yeah.
already know what it's about and it's just awful. So, because I mean, to me, it's like that is so dehumanizing.
Yeah.
It to a point where I'm just like, I don't know how you wake up and look in the mirror and be
I don't even
okay.
know how they made the movie.
I believe it got an X rating when they first made it.
Oh yeah, they had to.
Yeah, that's how they got around that. Somebody put the
Hmm.
money down, and it's now
Yeah.
it's a cult. It's a cult, film now. People do
Hmm.
sit down and watch all three of them back to back, and I'm like, oh Lord,
Yes, you are a strong special one if you can do that.
yes. I'm just like, just the cruelty for me is what's so can't do it. Yeah, so I don't know. So yeah, so tenderness, and yeah, that tenderness is important. I think it is a part of our sexuality that we need to recapture.
Hmm.
But I do think that there are certain things within our community looking at, just the brothers and the bristas and the sisters.
Hmm.
It's a little hazardous, to reveal too much of yourself to someone because you might be the topic of conversation at Bulldogs, that weekend.
Right.
Uh, and everybody know, but like, oh yeah, because they already talk about so and so painted somebody. They're just,
Hmm.
and it's like, look, you can only do so much. I was like, but if folks are deep sea diving, damn it, they might pull something up. It's just just what it is, what it is,
Yeah, yeah.
Now of course you do need to do adequate preparation, but nothing's foolproof, but I don't know. So we're at an hour and a half.
I was gonna say maybe we need to do some videos, some cleanse,
Yeah, I think we got through 2 of the topics tonight. So we have segments 4, 5, and 6 remaining. So we can either do those next time or we can throw another topic in and revisit this later. We'll figure that out behind the scenes. Now, Mr. Calvin, what did you say here? I love horror, and I did make it through the first one, but my mouth was open.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's probably like, you know what? I'm good here. I'm good.
Yeah, it's just, at some point you really, it is an exercise in just evil, depraved behavior. You're just like, wow. But okay. So we have a series of videos that have been pulled out of the archive. We shall offer our thoughts, and we are happy to get to see yours in the chat as well. So I'm going to start with the first one. This has been labeled the Mississippi Unk.
She wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain and
Okay, Unk.
Okay.
Do we need to do that one again? Are we all?
Yeah, let's take another gander.
That's okay. We may have missed something.
she wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain and
Okay, Unk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All I can the color suits you. That's all I can offer.
Shoot, sometimes you get them videos. Don't ask me the color of nothing.
That color look good on you.
Yes, it does.
Look
It
good
does.
on you, sir.
That color. Or you get the guy that does the videos. Lisa, come look at these waves and this boat. No, he always looking at some woman, with big booty and clapping and stuff like that. So Lisa, come look at her in this in this suit. This suit, we need to get this suit for you. We need to ask her where she got it from, or come look at these curtains.
And see, and Lisa's sitting there like, I don't have the equipment to work to make that work. It's like going to a twerking contest and you ain't got no cheeks, or you got a deficit ass. Like as it gets lower, it don't have no weight. It just, like somebody stole half your ass from you.
Mr. Ken said, I never wanted to be a blow pop so badly.
He is a good looking brother. He is thick. I would like some hair on that body. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that would be the icing on the cake right there.
It would be the icing. It would be a lovely cake.
And I'm pretty sure he's sitting on some lovely cakes. By the way,
he does. He got a little belly, so he got enough constitution to push on through things.
Yes.
Okay. Now this one. Oh no, I think we saw that one last week. So moving on. Not sure what this. Oh, I love her.
Whoa! Holy shit! Oh my, bitch, you are tall.
Oh, bitch, you is gay.
Oh my god, I'm gay as shit. 1,000%. Yeah, you read that right. Freak. Oh my god. Look at you. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm trying to get by.
Oh my god, I'm gonna just go okay. I'm sorry, miss. I am just trying to get by, miss. Miss, I'm sorry, miss.
No, but it's Miss Jones. Can you just move?
Okay. I'm also Mr. Jones. That's wild.
Hey, sir.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of my way. Oh my god. Oh.
Love you, baby.
Oh, smooches, bitch.
I didn't mean to mess up your workout. I'm sorry. I love you though. Smooches.
I should know there's gonna be some crazy shit with Leslie.
Yes, always. It's always.
Always. I enjoy her. Did you see when she got into it with one of the RuPaul's Drag Race girls?
No.
Oh, she was okay. So she would actually be watching the season. The drag queen, her name was Britta. And Britta just never quite cleared the bar from episode to episode. And so Leslie, she filmed herself watching it. Like, and she's like, you see it on screen, and she talking shit in the background. She's like, Britta, bitch. She's like, why you put that shit up? And she and Britta got into it. And she finally say, look, because I think she was a guest judge that season. So she would just watch the episodes. And she was a super fan, but they were like, bitch, you talking too much shit about us. I had to find those. Those are fun. But yeah, Leslie was getting in some trouble. She was in a little trouble. Yeah, Mr. Ken said he wanted to be that blow pop. Let's see here. We have someone, please go save Deja. Let's see what Deja's in trouble.
Oh.
Girl, I am in this man's bed. You said you were studying, so about that, please don't piss me off. I just saw a message come through on his phone. The contact name got a red heart in it, a heart in it. I think that's his girlfriend. Deja, please, what did it say? Be home in 5. Deja, help me. Help me. Does he know she's coming back? Yes. What did he say? He's trying to get me in the closet. No, you need to leave. Help, 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 Deja. Should I jump out of the window? What? I don't have no other choice. Maybe try the door.
How many times have you had to make a hasty exit?
You know what? I have never had that happen.
No,
I've never had that happen.
I've had one that comes to mind, and it was really tacky. I was just like, well, damn, because I enjoy the aftermath, and I was not given aftermath. I was literally, as the husband was coming through the garage, I was literally going out the front door.
Oh,
I said, oh,
I
said, I didn't know.
Oh,
I got roped in. I was ready to bask in the glow, and I had to get my shit and get up out of there.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get pushed, but I was certainly herded out.
Oh,
had a bitch pushed me, we've been fighting.
Oh yeah. Because
and the sex was lackluster as well. So,
oh, see, that makes it worse.
Yeah, I was like, hell, I could have stayed home,
right?
Or pick somebody else because you ain't hitting it. Yeah,
I could have kept doing what I was doing.
Yeah. Now the bush was lovely, impressive bush, but the skills were lacking. I don't understand. I don't know if people just don't know
that they like a skill issue.
Yeah, like this one, he always wanted to suck dick, and I'm like, okay, but you're terrible at it. Now, I didn't say that.
I wish that I wish there was a gentle way. Yes, a gentle way to tell somebody, you can't suck dick, or you can't take dick, or you can't work on your sex game. Just you have some skill issues, and the reason why I say that is because we need to be able to tell our partners, whether they're romantic or just continued rotations. I'm gonna put it that way. Like, we need to be able to have a conversation with them, like, sir, ma'am, whoever, you need to work on this part of your skills.
Yeah.
And not have them get offended, because people will get offended. That's just what it is. And unfortunately, yes, you might get offended.
What I couldn't understand is that this was back during my experimental verse days. He was bottom, but he couldn't suck dick. Like, he identified as a bottom.
Yeah,
he
you do have
bottom is. And I was like, but your skills are really lacking, baby.
Yeah, you do have those out there that think they can woo a man and please him. No. It's.
I mean, you got a fistful of dick, and then you just got the head in your mouth and no tongue action. I'm like, what is this?
Oh, and because some people see, okay, on this one, normally I don't. Well, you have to blame porn to a degree. To a degree, you have to blame porn. I think what a lot of people do is they look at porn and they see some of these people just doing
Calisthenics. I'm just saying. Was that the word you were looking for?
no, but it'll work for now.
I'm like, get active on that thing. But okay.
Calisthenics. And even Janelle Monáe said I do my calisthenics. But Janelle, yeah, her yoga, and but when Janelle, I'm pretty sure that when Janelle Monáe is doing them, she's working on her skill level. She's trying to, up it up. But you do have some people that just feel like all they gotta do is hold it and just suck on the head, and maybe a little tongue action, and I mean you gotta. Look. It depends on the size and what you're working with, but you gotta do some things. You gotta put some work into it. Put some work into it.
I mean, there was one guy that we messed around for a number of years, and he presented himself to me as an exclusive total top, and I was like, fine, and he was also very tall. I like to climb a man, so that was lovely. But he tried to flip the script one night, and I was like, I didn't come here for this, but okay. We can flip, Child, he couldn't get the dick hard for me. I just was like, if you can't suck dick decent enough to get it hard, I don't think you deserve it.
That part.
And and I didn't even know where to start. Like I was like, give me a little more tongue. Yeah, on the underside. Yeah. And I'm just, but I can't move too much because then I'm gonna be catching teeth and shit. So you gotta hold relatively still.
Oh no.
He has stubble on his and then so he was trying to, and I was like, no, pull that lip back out. You stabbing and scratching me. It was just awful. Wonderful guy. But no. Dick should never be in his mouth. Just there was no salvaging that the expedition failed. And despite me trying to coach but not coaching, because I'll actually get into it and be like, okay, no, look, what you need to do is put it on your tongue and wait at the just let it undulate and take the tip and just wiggle across. I was like, start there. I was like, then you want to establish a good suction and pressure through here. I would have gone there. And I was like, I didn't come here for that. I came here to get my world rocked, and you're not trying to rock my world. I was like, at least make my eyes roll back in my head from the head, but no.
Mr. Collins, that ranks up there with the nigga that don't know how to ride dick. I have a scoosher. I hate a scoosher up and down on the dick, please. Okay. Or
and see, that's what people are like, I was like, when I am strong enough again to do it like I want to do it, I'll do it. But right now I don't have it.
But you know what too? I've ran into. Now I've made plenty of posts about this on Facebook.
Oh, well now.
Please know your dick to ass ratio settings. If you know that you do not have enough meat to get past the cheeks, don't put it out there that you're gonna plow somebody into a mattress when you don't measure up to do it.
Agree. But I have encountered my share of folks packing about 5 that turn me to.
You know what? I will say I have too, but there is.
And I was like,
Mhm.
what did you do?
Right. and I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay, but it didn't. But I have ran across quite a number that thought that they was going to do something, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, I can't. It won't. I can't get. I'm like, I'm just sitting there like, so, are we gonna start this? I mean, how? I mean, are we doing something or not?
That's okay. That's when you gotta have some supplies to make it a little more workable. That's if you gonna deal out that caliber of peen, then and you got a big ass, you got to make as flat a surface as possible for them to run up against, so they can get in and do their thing.
Right.
So you can't just be a normal doggy. You got to spread them cheeks a little bit with that dog.
Right. Or get creative. Look, I was willing to be creative. I'm like, but even though you tried maybe about 2 or 3 positions, they still can't get it. They still can't get at least touch the hole. No. No.
Yeah, I'm like, get your stroke together. It's like what you got, so you can't be doing all the modeling. No. Pay attention to what you're doing.
Right. And you know what kills me about some of these content creators? And now it's like they're stroking, they're in the groove, but they'll look at the camera so much. I just feel like that is so annoying. Why are you looking at the camera that much? Like,
unless you actually break the fourth wall from the get-go.
Yeah.
Then you can look at the camera. Like there was this one guy, he was talking about how to give someone an orgasm. And he was like, and it was very instructive because he's like, he's on his stomach and he's like, you can't place your hands there because you're going to break a rib. He was he was like, and what you do is, you go this way and then you actually kind of drop your pelvis a little bit and you go in. And he was actually like demonstrating and the little man was just hollering. And I was like, damn, so I was like, this is good material. And he was just talking. Like, if you've never given a guy,
he talked you through it. They say he talked you through it.
He's like, if you've never given a guy, a prostate orgasm, let me show you how to do that. And he was like, and you can do all that before you even get to the second set of, the second set of sphincters.
Right.
He was like, we just sitting right here, shallow cavity working that out. He's like, I ain't done with him.
Oh,
and he's like, and I was like, oh, I was like, well, do tell, sir, do tell. Right. It was really, I said, well done. It's like, what was his name? He crazy looking white man. Something Morgan. I can't think of his, but yeah, because he got a fat old dick. So, it's not like super long. It's maybe about 6 inches. But it's
girthy.
Yeah, okay. He has the girth, and he was able to just, and obviously he knew this partner well. I think it was his boy, so he knew which buttons to push. But he was actually like, you could see him adjusting his body and doing slight, repositionings of his boy. And I was like, yes. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think about that. It's like you're just sitting there watching, like, okay, I might have to direct some traffic like that one day.
Hey, nothing wrong with direct traffic. I mean, there is nothing ever wrong. You're never too old to learn, or thinking that you're so experienced you don't need to learn anything. No, because even professionals have to go through some kind of training to recertify themselves. So it is just like it as you're recertifying yourself and your skills. And there's nothing wrong with getting new skills either, or just sharpening up the old ones. Nothing wrong at all.
Yeah, one of the people I enjoy, he's done some work with like him, Eros. His name is Will Tantra. So he's like a tantric sex practitioner. He also does body work, but he'll like do like instructional videos where he'll be like, butt play for tops. Okay. He's like, there are some things that your partner can do to you before you actually penetrate them to make it, even more pleasurable for you. So it's almost kind of like getting, jump starting your prostate,
Oh.
and then when you actually penetrate your partner and you're doing your thing, you're getting even more pleasure out of that because you're already, you already got your sexual response cycle going, and you're able to flex and go some different directions and edge and it was just, he has a number of videos that kind of get into some of the technical, like there was one like how to open a man's ass,
Okay.
and he walks you through all the external work that you can do before you stick a finger any place. And when you do stick that finger in, it's basically like slide and glide. It's not, that tightness that's normally there is not, if they're an experience, if they have gotten to a certain level of conditioning,
Gotcha.
if they virgin, that there's only, it'll help, but it still won't hurt. But if they, if they are experienced, then you're able to really get to it pretty quick. But yeah, I enjoy Will Tantra's material. And there's another guy that does work. He has like a I think he's like one of the teachers for what's it called? It's a body work retreat for weekend retreat for gay men. Body Electric. His name is Brad Amberhart, I think it is. And he does a lot of that kind of work as well, where he kind of helps you to kind of reconnect with parts of your body that you maybe never even knew. So he'll talk with you about how to play with your taint or your frenulum. He'll talk with you about how to massage your prostate from the outside. So even like if you're topping someone, you can do a reach around if you want to.
Yeah.
You can also take that other hand, reach around and get under there and work that thing from the inside and the outside. I get a boy leaking in 20 seconds, if that long. So it's interesting. It's interesting material. It's out there if you want to see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on.
Right. Yeah.
It's like we got a couple minutes left. We're gonna try to end at 9. I need a short one. Why are these all so long? Okay, here's one. It's saying it's 10 seconds.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see. Did you get a chance to read all of it?
No.
Okay, let's go again.
But I think I.
Basically, the teacher asked her to use the word harass in a sentence.
Oh, yeah.
Conference tomorrow morning.
Bust her ass out the school.
I'm gonna beat Mary's ass. That's what I'm gonna do.
And now I'm in a parent teacher conference. Wow.
The kids, they got to be careful with the kids.
Yeah.
They know things. They're a lot smarter than we give them credit for sometimes. And our last one will be Mr. DeMarco Fleming. Do you remember Daddy DeMarco?
I think so.
You probably, as soon as you see about him.
I hit somebody up on Grindr, which was a twink. Me and him connected through the phone. I gave him a number. And when I went to his location to meet him, the motherfucker wasn't who he was appeared to be. So when I did get to the location, the guy was like, listen, I'm so-and-so, DeMarco. I know I'm not the person on the picture, but here's 2,000. Come upstairs and fuck the shit out of me. And I took the money and fucked the shit out of him and kept it moving.
Did he give you cash right, or how was it?
Cash. There's nothing else I'm accepting. Cash.
Wow.
No.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, Daddy DeMarco, who always
the Tylenol top is what some call it.
Yeah, the guy that claims that he's a top and he's so dumb. And okay, listen. Nothing wrong with confidence in yourself but nothing wrong with that. But when you have to always proclaim how dominant you are and how aggressive you are with your bottoms, it comes off as cosplaying dominance.
Yeah.
It comes off a little fake, not real, not genuine. So be careful of someone expressing themselves and how much of a top they are and how aggressive they are and how dominant they are in the bedroom, because it's not coming from a place of genuineness. It's coming from a place of something else.
And it's not always coming from a place of really being invested in your pleasure.
Right. It's more for
I
them.
mean, unless that's the scene that you want.
Right. If your whole thing is about pleasing them, go for it. Hey, if because you do have some out there who have a rape fantasy, which I don't understand it, but hey, that's their bag. They want to be raped basically, and they want to feel like they've been raped. So hey,
just violated.
Yeah.
And it's, and I've talked to a few of those folks. One of the great things about studying human sexuality in those years is that I've had a lot of conversations with people. And I've talked to women with that fantasy, but also I've talked with gay men. And there is just this thing for them, they're able to sexualize it according to them. And it isn't it's a power trip, because they're actually giving up that power over their body, so to speak. But it's like the ultimate act of submission for them.
Yeah,
is kind of how I paraphrase it. It's like it's at the next level. And I'm kind of like, yeah, but I was like, if I'm doing that, I'm coming with a plug already in. You ain't gonna be jacking my stuff up.
Okay.
It's just, you can play act, but no, I wasn't, it's like, you can do all that. I've done that before, where I was the timid, diminutive flower. And my petals did get plucked. That
flower again.
Yeah, but it was his whole, Rhett Butler and Scarlet fantasy. I was like, okay, we can do that. Now I wasn't in a white dress. It was just, play acting. But, like, let's not get it all twisted. Like, oh yeah, Dr. Pouquie was out there. No, Pouquie had on his normal jaws and a jock strap, and I had layers. You got to work to get to it. But yeah, it was actually kind of fun, but it didn't get into that territory of like a violent taking, but it was definitely, well, wait a minute, I'm not sure I want to do all this tonight. I was doing that whole move. It's delicate. I was trying to be a lady. But I got roughed up and I had to just get my hair back in order. It's just like, I just got my hair done. Don't pull my hair. I didn't have no hair. Yeah, it was actually, I had a good time. It was hilarious to me, and I could see how someone would really enjoy that fantasy.
Yeah.
But to go into that realm of, I want you to actually break into my house and take it, that's another level.
Oh yeah. Cause so I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna end.
Yeah.
So there was a content creator who does, how the guys they have the glory holes thing set up in their house, right? And the guy has a security camera. And he said, well, just come in, the door's unlocked, come in, come upstairs, pretty much stick your dick out, stick your dick to the hole in, and all that good stuff. So he gives them instructions. So on the way out, one of them actually stole something from him on camera. And, so yeah.
Wasn't the blowjob enough?
I guess it wasn't.
If he has a glory station set up in the house, it's good. So that should have been enough. It did get a little hot, Antonio. It did.
But so and I say that to say, y'all be careful out there. Who, if y'all are going to have these, come into my house fantasies and stuff, make sure it's someone that you can trust, but be careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can play. I mean, and sex is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be intense. It's supposed to be passionate. It's supposed to be hot. Or whatever it is for you, and is required for you to really say, yes, I was just done and done well. whatever, we're all different.
Yeah.
But you have got to, the first step is understanding what it is you need to consider yourself done, where you wake up the next morning like, oh, I still feel that. Damn. You just start fantasizing and fanning.
Right.
Figure out what that is. And then you've got to be able to communicate it to your partner, whether it's a random hookup or it's, this could be the husband.
Hey, if it's your partner, don't be afraid to tell your partner things because they actually may be into it.
Yeah, I mean, especially amongst Black men, I'm sad to say our sexuality is still very much locked down. Even, I mean, you have couples that have been together 10, 15, 20 years and still haven't heard all the fantasies yet.
Nope, they have not.
And I'm like,
look, I'm like this. When I find the one, I'm telling them most of them, because when I get to the one that I want to get to, and he's the one, I'm like, hey, so I got this fantasy of us doing this.
Be like, I might just better hand you a manuscript. Be like, here, read this,
right,
and just pull these things out, when you're ready. I mean, it's which would probably intimidate the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah, it probably would, but this is why. You know what? Somebody told me too. It's like a not exactly a first date, but as a date idea in general. If you're into kinking, they are, but they're not as deep as you are. Take them to a dungeon and see what their reaction is.
Oh yeah. You will get the real.
Yes, you will.
They're gonna be like, why you bring me here? Be like,
we're just looking. We're just.
I've always wanted to see one. I thought it might be cool to see one.
Right.
You just know that ain't the one for anything in there.
Right. Or you might get the one that's like, oh, where are we? Oh, what's that? Look, if they start asking questions like, what's that? Yeah, they hooked. You just gotta reel them in.
And if you happen to be in the LA area, in is it Los Feliz? Not quite Silver Lake. There's a sex shop called the Stock Room. Oh, and they actually do, like, you can get like the 4-post bed made out of steel there. You can get, they got like these different riders. They got rubber attire, like a whole wardrobe. They got stuff. And I went up there once because the book that I wanted to read, it was The Ties That Bind.
Okay.
And I wanted to kind of start doing some of that pre-Onyx reading. Because I was like, I'm curious about this, and I'm, wondering what the deal is with that. And so I'm reading it, and the only way I could get the book was basically to have it delivered there. And so my friend and I, we toured the store, and it was definitely not your cutesy adult store. It was a hardcore establishment. They have a factory or like a workspace in the back where they do the custom work.
Okay.
It's an interesting shop, but it was very clean, very professional. But when I turned that corner in the back space, I was like, oh, they got a bed back here. I was like, one that has hook for the sling. They had a hook for the mirror. You could put it over it was hooked. It was ready. If that's your bag. So remember, sex is just as important and requires just as much care as anything else in life. You learn a lot about yourself when you have good sex, when you have bad sex. So it's always good to know oneself.
Yes, it is. All right, y'all. Right. Well, we're gonna get out of here and let y'all go. And y'all have a good rest of y'all night and weekend. Yes. Be safe. Stay cool. And everything and cool, because this heat it's a motherfucker. It is. But stay hydrated. Okay.
Yeah.
Be kind.
I'm about to go around the corner, give me some string cheese.
Okay. Be kind. Be good. And above all, be safe. Until next time, y'all.
Peace and love. Love yourself. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, y'all. This double click thing.